Sean Kemp took 13 shots of the night, but most of them were outside jump shots. He's got to get inside. You can see Benjamin already inside. So the game plan is to get the ball inside. Not only do you have an opportunity for your big men to score, but they want to try to get Kevin Duckworth in foul trouble.
One thing to look for Portland tonight. They're going to try to push the tempo a little bit. They were kind of kept to a walk the ball down the court game in game one.
They need Pete to be able to create a few more turnovers. That's really what gets him in their running game.
Gary Payton, who's trying to cause the style of this game to be a little bit slower. They get the ball inside again to Benjamin. That one wouldn't go, and it's Buck Williams clearing for Portland.
Still a good shot.
Porter quickly back out to Duckworth. Duckworth from the top of the circle. He has hit his first two. It's 4-2 Blazers.
Benoit Benjamin's got to come out on him. That's a tough matchup. Benjamin likes to lay in the lane and block shots. Duckworth very comfortable stepping out, shooting the jump shot up to 20 feet.
Over to Eddie Johnson, who had the hot night for Seattle in game one. Now Sean Kemp works on Buck Williams. Wouldn't go for him. Williams, his second rebound, off to Terry Porter.
A little surprised Kemp did not dunk that basketball. The leaper that he is, the way he likes to dunk around the basket, I thought he had a dunk there.
Porter looking inside to Kersey. Stolen by Sean Kemp. Trying to save it, though. It's out of bounds. Ball still belongs to the Blazers.
I think they're going to give him a new 24-second shot clock, ruling that Sean Kemp had possession of the ball, so the Blazers will get the entire shot clock.
Drexler sets the screen for Porter, and Porter will take the jumper.
Terry Porter, in talking to the coaches, they feel he always bounces back after he has a subpar game. The other night did not look to shoot much, but you can count on him looking for more than 7 shots tonight.
Blazers up by 4 early in the first quarter.
First 3 possessions, Benoit Benjamin has had the ball in his hands.
Sadale Threet's jump shot from the top of the circle wouldn't go. Another Portland rebound. They've kept the Sonics off the glass so far in these early minutes. Porter launching one. And really one from three-point land.
There it is. Terry Porter, quick timeout by K.C. Jones. 20 seconds. Realizing Portland is in their game. Got to calm them down, change the tempo.
It's 9-2, and a 20-second timeout's been called by Seattle.
You see right there, Clyde Drexler, a playoff career high, 19 in the 4th period.
Could be a Porter and Duckworth. They have a lot of weapons here.
Yes, they do. That's why you can't just focus in and say, you know what, we're going to do a better job on Kersey tonight, because what you do is now you try to help with Kersey. That frees up someone else. Early in the game, Duckworth had 2 open jump shots. Terry Porter with a pull-up 3 off the break and off the screen roll. So right now, the 2 guys who were very quiet in game 1 have really stepped up their performances here in the first period.
And the Blazers have opened up an early 7-point lead. Payton looking inside, gives it over to Threet. Threet slips, losing his footing and falling down, gives it back out to Kemp. Now Payton will take the long jump shot. That wasn't even close. Out of bounds, ball goes back to Portland. Benjamin coming out to trap Porter along with Threet. And Duckworth works on Johnson.
Boy, oh boy, nobody guarding Drexler.
Nobody at all. He had an open lane and an easy 2 for Clyde the Glide.
What happens when you switch so often, Pete? You lose your responsibilities on the floor. Drexler wide open.
Kemp operating along the baseline. We got a whistle, though, and a foul call over there.
Here's Drexler again, wide open, and you see him with a beautiful tomahawk dunk on the baseline. Good ball movement here. You see 2 guys wide open. There's Porter standing wide open as well, and Drexler does what he does as well as any big guard in the game, and that's take it to the basket.
Eddie Johnson trying to get that hot hand again, passing instead to Payton. Payton takes it in and puts it in. Gary Payton with his first 2 of the night, a 7-point Blazer lead now. You see the time left, about 8:40 now in the first quarter.
Sadale Threet fronting in the post. Kersey should be wide open.
But he drew a crowd once he got down there as both Kemp and Payton came over to help out.
That was the best spacing that Portland has had on the floor against the fronting post-up play. Rick Adelman, I'm sure, worked yesterday in game 1 in here 3 or 4 turnovers where their spacing was bad, trying to throw the ball in the post when the post was being fronted. That time, a perfect play, and Kersey will get to the free throw line. 9 for 10 the other night in the ball game from the free throw line.
Portland got a bit of a scare at practice yesterday. Kersey turned his right ankle. He told us before the game shouldn't be a problem once he got loose.
That's the one thing you fear as a coach going into the playoffs,
yeah.
is that, you know, you play all year and then you lose a player due to an injury, and it's very fortunate for them because Kersey is such an important part of this team that it was not a serious injury.
Well, Jerome on the board with his first two, and it's now a 13-4 Portland lead. They continue to look inside and find nothing there. Now Payton gets into the paint, dishing off to Benoit Benjamin. He draws the crowd, muscles it up, won't go for him. Rebound comes back to Benoit, but he loses the ball to Kevin Duckworth. A 4-on-2 Blazer break. Kersey to Drexler. He couldn't control the ball along the baseline.
I think they're going to call a foul, Pete. It looked like maybe Sedale Threatt got his hand in there and knocked the ball loose from Clyde Drexler. But what happens when Seattle sends numbers to the board and Portland's able to rebound, you're going to see 3-on-2, 4-on-2 fast breaks. That time the foul by Sedale Threatt, Portland taking the ball out of bounds.
Second team foul against Seattle. Wouldn't go for Porter. Sean Kemp clears for the Sonics. Now Payton pushing the ball for Seattle off to Eddie Johnson. Johnson count the basket and draw the foul on Kevin Duckworth, his first.
Great shot by Eddie Johnson using his left hand there and getting the foul. We see the scores. Big win by Indiana today in Boston Garden, beating Boston at their own game, outrunning them. And New York played much more competitively today, but Michael Jordan and his team took over in the fourth period. And Detroit looked more like the Detroit Pistons tonight, beating the Atlanta Hawks right here in our first game on TNT.
A rare miss from the line for Eddie Johnson. He made 10 in a row in game one. And an 89% shooter during the regular season, but he missed that one. 13-6, Blazers by 7. Drexler operating along the baseline, blocked by Kemp. Crowd wanted a goaltend call, didn't get it. Now Duckworth has another shot blocked by Benjamin. The ball rolls loose in the backcourt, picked up by Sean Kemp. Drexler, the only man back, dips it off to Threatt. Threatt misses once, but finishes with a putback.
Well, Sean Kemp, there you saw the great athletic ability. A shot block, and then another shot blocked by Benjamin. Kemp picks up the loose ball, fills the lane, and finds Sedale Threatt for the layup. So the athleticism of Seattle on that play.
13-8, Blazers by 5. Kersey's open jumper wouldn't go. And we got a whistle away from the ball.
This is the block by Sean Kemp. Drexler beating Payton on the baseline, the little finger roll. The ball was still going up there. And then Benjamin follows that up by blocking Duckworth's shot. And remember, I told you Duckworth can shoot the 20-footer. This time, Benjamin was out playing him for that jump shot. Sean Kemp picking up the loose ball, leading to the layup.
Last foul called against Benoit Benjamin. Kersey weaves his way through the green shirts. Couldn't make the shot fall for him, though. Kemp pulls away the rebound. Now Seattle can pull back to within 3, and Jerome Kersey is going to be called for fouling Gary Payton.
That's going to be a technical on Kersey. He's upset. He did not get the foul on one end. He comes down and out of frustration fouls and then gets a technical. And if Portland has a weakness, Pete, it's sometimes they get distracted, whether it be by the officials' calls or maybe some play that happens during the course of the game. And you're going to see it right here. There's the trip. Kersey's upset. He says something to referee Ed Rush. He wants to foul at the other end, gets the technical. Eddie Johnson missed the free throw.
I'll tell you who's upset now is Eddie Johnson. He has missed his first 2 from the free throw line tonight.
Well, after the quick start, the Sonics are only down 5 here, so with a field goal, they can be right back in this game. And that's what Portland will do, Pete. They'll let you back in the ball game.
Sean Kemp from the top of the circle. Wouldn't go for him. Rebound Clyde Drexler. The Blazers on the run in transition off to Jerome Kersey. Almost walks with it. Gets rid of it over to Buck Williams. Williams gets the basket and will go to the free throw line.
You see the balance of the Portland Trail Blazers. They average 7 guys in double figures. All 5 players now in the first quarter have scored for Portland as they lead 15-8. Buck Williams will try to finish off a 3-pointer during the course of the year to get Benjamin, Ricky Pierce, and Eddie Johnson.
Well, it's an 8-point lead for Portland. 6.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Duckworth trying for the steal. It goes out of bounds. Still belongs to Seattle. But you're seeing a lot of individual effort being extended on both ends of the court by these Blazers so far in this first quarter.
Walk.
Ball goes back to Portland.
Changed his pivot foot there as he came off the screen roll. You see Casey Jones not happy. That's an unforced error, and that's something that Seattle cannot do. They must get shots every time down the floor.
They swing it around to Clyde Drexler. His 15-footer.
You know, that's not a picture-perfect shot when you look at it. He does a lot of things wrong. He kicks his legs and all, but his release at the top is good, and he knocks it in.
He has 4 points in this first quarter, and the lead's up to 10. Eddie Johnson trying to work his way free. Gets it back to Payton. Payton into the paint. Gets a little short jump shot to fall for him. He has 4 points.
Gary Payton's done a nice job off the little curl as he receives the pass then to take the ball in the lane, hit that little floating shot.
Along the baseline to Buck Williams. Couldn't get the shot to fall for him. Benoit Benjamin clears off to Threet. Threet's going to go wall to wall. Wouldn't go, though. Payton for the putback. No. Rebound battle for it. A loose ball foul is going to be called. And the call is going to go against Seattle. Sean Kemp, his second.
Now this is Gary Payton. As his man Drexler went over to give help against the curling Eddie Johnson, he took the pass and drove it right in the lane. He's hit 2 floating shots like that early as Sean Kemp picked up a foul. But you know what, Pete, you can live with that foul because they're doing something. They're going to the offensive boards, trying to get second and third shots. That's an aggressive play. That's a foul you don't. Kevin said it. He's never lost since he's been out here, so we're going to keep him around.
A 10-point Blazer lead, 5:20 remaining first quarter. Payton again curls into that paint, going to the glass, wouldn't fall for him again. Rebound pulled away. Buck Williams wide open as Porter. Williams now with 4 rebounds in the first quarter, off to Kevin Duckworth. Benjamin got a hand on that ball. Stolen right back by Drexler. Drexler takes it up, wouldn't go for him, gets it back.
He caught his own shot. That's
It
walking.
never hit the glass, did it?
Absolutely. When you shoot an air ball in the NBA and you rebound your own shot when it doesn't hit anything, it's a violation. So it's actually a traveling violation on Clyde Drexler.
You can't get an assist on a basket that you score yourself,
that's
right?
Correct. You cannot pass to yourself. Watch, it's an air ball, does not hit anything, and Drexler gets the shot back. That's a violation.
So it goes back to Seattle, a 10-point Portland lead still. 4:50 left first quarter. Eddie Johnson drains the jumper. Johnson now with 4 points, and it's an 8-point Portland lead.
See if they go in the post to Drexler. He's got Gary Payton posted up right now. They find him, he gets a double team. And
nobody at all over there on Terry Porter. Maybe he had too much time to shoot that ball.
Remind me of one of the infielders looking at the seams on the ball before he throws it to the first baseman.
Eddie Johnson's shot wouldn't go. Duckworth pulls down the rebound. He has 4 in this first quarter. Off to Porter, wide open again. He'll try it from the other side. This time it works.
Well, he made that one because he was in rhythm. He didn't have the time, as you said before, to measure the shot. Transition basketball for Portland. They're off to a terrific start here tonight.
Terry Porter now with 7, a 10-point Blazer lead. 22-12, 4:09 remaining in the first. We've got a timeout for Seattle. Ricky Pierce is checked in, replacing Sedale Threet. Sounds 12 with 4 minutes to go first quarter. Ricky Pierce, who's going to light it up coming off that bench, gets that one to hang. Won't fall for him, though. Rebound out of bounds off Duckworth. Game 2 of this best-of-5 series from Memorial Coliseum here in Portland. Pete Van Weer and Doug Collins with you. The Blazers trying to go 2 up in the best-of-5 set. Payton looking inside to Benjamin. Benjamin working on Duckworth. Benoit Benjamin's turnaround jump shot falls for him. He has 4 first quarter points. It's 22-14 now.
The Seattle guards are giving the ball to their big man. It's a tremendous advantage to do that because he's going to play better defense and it's going to soften up the interior.
Terry Porter trying to take it through the paint. He got fouled out near the top of the circle. Gary Payton called for his second. And Payton's going to go to the bench right now. Nate McMillan checking in. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game. Terry Porter, who has already matched his 7 points in game 1, going to the free throw line. They are 6 for 6 from the line right now.
Well, they've been to the free throw line 7 times already with him shooting this free throw. Eddie Johnson has shot 2 free throws, missed them both. So right now, Portland is up 7 at the free throw line, 7-0.
That is a 10-point lead with 3:25 to go in the first. McMillan now operating from the point position. They continue to look inside, look inside, every trip down.
The crowd called that one 3 seconds as Benoit Benjamin never got out of the lane wanting the basketball against Kevin Duckworth. And
well, that's a couple of costly mistakes the Sonics have made down there.
You just can't turn the ball over against Portland on their home floor and expect to beat them. You've got to get shots at the basket. You've got to get them in foul trouble. They've tried to go inside, but Portland is the team getting to the free throw line. Here's another foul. And in the penalty, you're going to shoot 2 more free right now as he's playing a super here first quarter.
Buck Williams. No, rebound pulled away by Kemp. Kemp got hit in the side of the face. An 11-point Portland lead.
Nate McMillan's not a scorer, so Porter can help a little defensively.
Kemp, as he went along the baseline, got fouled.
The one thing Porter has to be concerned about is Nate McMillan's ability to offensive rebound, but he can now be a guy to help against Ricky Pierce and Eddie Johnson in case they try to drive into the lane. Force Nate McMillan to be an outside shooter, but do not let him offensive rebound.
Sean Kemp looking for his first points of the night. This kid's only 21 years old.
I like his new style. He's got his wristband on his right calf. I've seen him everywhere. Now he's got an anklet. Horace Grant wears them on his biceps. Sean Kemp wears them on his ankles.
Cliff Robinson wears it on his head.
That's called style.
Kevin Duckworth in the corner. Yes. Duckworth had a big first quarter. 8 points for him. And it's 27-16. Eddie Johnson, that catch and shoot, he's so good at that.
Yeah, you really got to force him to put the ball down on the floor. Although the other night he took the ball to the basket and made some nice moves, but still, the best part of his game is catching and shooting in rhythm.
6 points in the quarter for Eddie Johnson, a 9-point lead for Portland with 2 minutes remaining in the first. Duckworth playing big in this first quarter. That one wouldn't go. The tip wouldn't go. Rebound pulled away by Cage. Off to Nate McMillan. Sonics on the run. Eddie Johnson stops and buries another one. He is warming up from out there. He has 8 first quarter points. It's down to a 7-point lead now. Williams. He is hit for 5 in his first quarter. Back up to a 9-point lead. Nate McMillan comes back the other way. Takes the long-range jumper. Wouldn't go. Out of bounds off Ricky Pierce.
See, Nate McMillan's really not a good outside shooter. That was a wide-open shot for him. But he's the guy that's not going to make a whole lot of those open shots. We see Cliff Robinson come in. He has a wristband now up on his left bicep, and we'll see him put his headband on. The other night, a red one. Tonight, a black one. So it looks like he's trying to change his luck a little bit.
Yeah, that red one. He picked up 3 fouls in about 2 minutes when he came in on Friday night.
That was one of those wrong spot, wrong time the whole night the other night.
29-20, a 9-point Blazer lead. Danny Ainge has also checked into the Blazer lineup.
Let's see if Portland's bench can get going a little bit tonight.
Drexler from out in 3-point territory. That one wouldn't go. Coming up a little short. Another rebound, number 6 of the first quarter for Kevin Duckworth. But the traveling violation gives the ball back to Seattle. And once again, the Sonics with a chance to cut that lead down to 7. Good job defensively on Ricky Pierce.
We see Porter.
Him get a shot.
You see Porter really roaming. Look at him. He's standing underneath the basket, not anywhere near Nate McMillan. So as Ricky Pierce put it on the floor, Porter is over there to give help. That's good team defense.
First field goal of the game for Sean Kemp. 4 points for him in the first quarter. Porter underneath to Cliff Robinson. He was on the out-of-bounds line.
I used to hate that when a player would run out of bounds and be out of bounds. You got to stay on the playing floor.
42 seconds remaining, 29-22, 7-point lead for Portland. Seattle coming back in this first quarter. Danny Ainge guarding Johnson. He takes the shot over Ainge, and Ainge going to be calling for the personal. His first.
Remember I talked about Terry Porter being able to give help. You see, here's Cliff Robinson. Terry Porter standing underneath the basket. You see him right there. Nate McMillan came into the picture as of late, but Sean Kemp with a nice layup after the dish by Ricky Pierce to force that, and now Eddie Johnson gets to the free throw line. And something that I talked about, Portland has dominated Danny Ainge.
Got about a 3-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock.
There's Ainge.
Down to 2 seconds on the shot clock.
They get it up.
They did not get the shot away. 24-second violation gives the ball back to Seattle with a little over 2 seconds remaining.
Now, Danny Ainge shot 2 for 7 the other night in the first game. He had a tough shot there to take, and he didn't take it. He's got to put that shot up. You see the shot clock up the top. He's got to take that shot clock, or shot to beat the clock. He did not.
Comes into Sean Kemp. He will beat the buzzer, but the basket wouldn't fall for him, and there's the horn ending quarter number 1. Well, the Portland Trailblazers have a lead, but Rick Adelman not real pleased with the way his team played the last 2 or 3 minutes of his first quarter. It's 29-24-5. It is Drexler, it is Robinson, it is Duckworth. Walter Davis is now checked in for Portland, along with Danny Ainge.
Now, they like to run offense here to get Walter Davis jump shots with this unit on the floor. Cliff Robinson with a nice post up, and look for him to try to get Walter Davis coming off some screens of Duckworth.
First points off the bench tonight for Portland. Kemp, Johnson, Pierce, Cage, and McMillan on the court for Seattle. Eddie Johnson with 12 now in the game. That's back to a 5-point lead, 31-26.
See if they run something here now for Walter Davis coming off a screen.
They were looking for him. Into Clyde Drexler. He dishes off to Duckworth. The baseline jumper wouldn't go. Rebound kept alive by Portland, but pulled away by Sean Kemp. And it comes to Michael Cage. Cage along the line. No, but the slam home by Sean Kemp.
So remember I told you the last time he went to the basket, he finger rolled it and he didn't dunk it. That's why it's surprised, because he loves to dunk the basketball.
Down to a 3-point game now. Sean Kemp with 6 points. He also has 6 rebounds in this first half. Danny Ainge trying to warm up from outside. That wouldn't fall. Another Seattle rebound. Michael Cage pulls it down, and Seattle can get back to within 1 here. Sean Kemp, very authoritative along that line tonight.
What a great hands by Sean Kemp. The ball was in Duckworth's hands on the rebound, and he just took it away from him and stuck it back in for a layup. Great play.
A 1-point Portland lead, 10-19 to go. Drexler tries one from downtown, wouldn't go. Cage, another rebound. Seattle can grab the lead here. Eddie Johnson's 3-pointer, good. 15 in the first half for Eddie Johnson. A 20-second timeout's going to be taken here by Portland, as the Seattle Sonics have come out gunning here in quarter number 2. They have already scored 9 second-quarter points to Portland's 2.
This is almost identical to the other night. Now, you're going to see Sean Kemp with a play. He curls baseline, goes baseline, misses. Now, watch the hands here. He takes the ball away from Kevin Duckworth and polishes it up. Beautiful play. You see the excitement and the enthusiasm of the young Sean Kemp. And here's Eddie Johnson just tippy-toeing at the three-point line and knocking the shot in. At 33 the other night. And you know what's very interesting, Pete? This is the exact same scenario that happened the other night. When Rick Adelman went to his bench, they got out of sync, and Portland's bench is a very, very critical part of this team. They're going to have to start playing the way they're capable of playing.
Seattle right now in a 17-4 run over the last 4.5 minutes. Mark Bryant is checked into the Portland lineup. That was him going up.
Offensive foul. He pushed off trying to post up Eddie Johnson, so another turnover.
33-31, Seattle up by 2. Great rivalry between these two clubs. They're only 180 miles away from each other, Seattle and Portland. Eddie Johnson, the catch and shoot. Boy, he is
feeling it. They're going to have to make an adjustment on that little screen down there. They're going to have to switch out or do something on it, because he's catching it in rhythm and just letting it go.
He has 17 points. He is 7 of 8 from the field. Comes into Cliff Robinson, but we get a whistle from Tommy Nunez and a foul call against Sean Kemp. And that is 3 on Sean Kemp now. He's in some trouble.
That'll really hurt them, because Sean is playing well. But here's this little weak side screen down. There's Eddie Johnson. Walter Davis, not a good defensive player, so right now Seattle's going to go to that matchup. They're going to force Walter Davis to play Eddie Johnson. The matchup favors Eddie Johnson.
Clyde Drexler gets a breather. He hits for the bench as Jerome Kersey checks back in. Benoit Benjamin is the player that came in to replace Sean Kemp, who takes the seat on the bench with 3 personals. Ainge with a short jumper.
Danny Ainge needed that one.
His first bucket of the night.
Unforced error by Seattle on the inbounds throw-in.
Seattle up by 2. Portland trying to tie it up here with a pair of Danny Ainge baskets, but the second one wouldn't fall for him.
Great move. He just couldn't finish it.
McMillan. And the ball tipped away from behind by Cliff Robinson. Here comes Danny Ainge. Ainge going wall to wall. Gives it off to Robinson. We are tied at 35.
Well, this is a different Cliff Robinson than we saw the other night. Already 2 field goals, much more active.
He's been their leading scorer off the bench all year, but had a bad game on Friday. Ricky Pierce hasn't gotten anything going yet. Drains that one, though.
Well, Ricky Pierce and Eddie Johnson are putting on a show right now with their shooting ability from the outside.
Sonics up by 2 again. 8:20 remaining in the second quarter. Ryan had it tipped away. Loose ball picked up, though, by Jerome Kersey. He didn't know where he was going with that one. Comes off the floor to Robinson. Robinson will take it from in the paint and hit it. Cliff Robinson's hit 6 of the 8 Portland points in the second quarter. We are tied at 37.
Poor
transition. Back the other way. Ricky Pierce, easy 2.
Poor transition defense. Portland doing a little celebrating after that score, not getting back, and Ricky Pierce just running out.
39-37 Seattle. Seattle playing a very aggressive defense now as well. Look at the crowd Kersey attracts, and that aggressive defense caused him to travel.
This is the beautiful fast break of Danny Ainge. Behind the back dribble, he's going to take the ball to the basket. The shot blocker comes over. Michael Cage, he dishes to Cliff Robinson for the 2-hand dunk.
39-37. Sonics up by 2. 7:42 remaining in the half.
See if they go to Eddie Johnson, the little weak side pin down. No, they're going to Ricky Pierce.
And Ricky Pierce couldn't get that one, but the putback by Michael Cage.
Offensive rebound.
A 4-point lead now.
#1 offensive rebounding team in the league, Michael Cage.
41-37. Seattle by 4. Robinson dishing off to Bryant. Bryant runs into Benjamin, gives it back to Robinson. Robinson will take it over Cage. A little flat with that shot, and the rebound pulled away by Pierce.
When you look at the team right now that Portland has on the team, you have drivers and slashers. Robinson, Kersey, you have 2 outside shooters in Ainge and Davis, but the inside people are not comfortable shooting.
Seattle. Eddie Johnson gets a breather. That last foul was called against Ricky Pierce. I'll tell you what, this Seattle team came to play tonight, didn't they?
Yes, they are scrambling right now. Walter Payton.
Robinson takes it over Cage. Wouldn't go for him. Rebound pulled away by Benoit Benjamin.
See, Cliff Robinson is just not a good outside shooter. Not comfortable taking that shot.
Gary Payton to the front court. Dana Barros has 3-point ability. Payton left unguarded for a moment. Took the long-range jumper. Wouldn't go. This time Bryant does get the Portland rebound.
Ainge will pull up and shoot 3. You got to cover him out here.
Away from the ball, a whistle from Tommy Nunez. And Gary Payton's going to be called for his 3rd. So he's in trouble with 3. Sean Kemp has 3. But Seattle still has a 4-point lead.
No rebounds. The other night, 18 points in the first half. So they've done a good job of containing Jerome Kersey.
Ball is loose. Who does it belong to? It belongs to Seattle. It is 8 turnovers by the Trailblazers in this first half.
Portland can look so good, and then they can look so bad. It's interesting for a team 63 wins to be able to have such peaks and valleys in a performance during the course of a game.
Ricky Pierce got fouled. Walter Davis called for his first.
Rick Adelman's going to have to come back with Terry Porter. He's going to have to give him some direction. When he was in the ball game, they were running, they were playing very good.
Remaining in the half. And a 6-point Seattle lead, 43-37. Terry Porter puts it up over Barros. Wouldn't go. Another Seattle rebound. Nate McMillan comes away with it. The running game by the Sonics. Ricky Pierce behind the pick set by McMillan. Wouldn't go. Buck Williams clears for Portland. That's the one danger, firing up a shot so quickly like that. You don't give your other teammates time to get down there for the rebound in case you miss. Cliff Robinson invents a move. 8 points for Cliff Robinson in the second quarter.
Very creative shot. Cliff Robinson in the lane.
Dana Barros might have gotten away with the travel there. 43-39. Sonics up by 4. Michael Cage left uncovered. You don't mind giving him that shot. Kersey pulls away the rebound. Down it comes to Walter Davis. He'll take it over Ricky Pierce. Walter Davis, his first bucket of the night.
Walter Davis sometimes gets too unselfish with his team. When they put him on the floor, they want him to look for his shot. He's out there to score points.
Seattle up by 2 now with 5:05 to go in the half. A double dribble going to be called against Dana Barros. And the Seattle turnover gives it back to Portland.
This is Cliff Robinson creating in the lane. He hangs, spins, brings a shot back around, and it's nothing but the bottom of the net.
That looked a little like a Michael Jordan
Yes,
move,
it did.
Under 5 minutes to go in the half now. Portland trying to tie it up. They're down 43-41. And it comes to Buck Williams from the free throw line. His jumper gives him 7 points and ties the score at 43.
You can already see the presence of Terry Porter settling his team down in the half-court game, finding the right man.
Into Benoit Benjamin and a whistle.
3 seconds in the lane. That's twice now. Benoit Benjamin, he's getting in the lane, Pete, and he's not getting out of there.
That is about 4 unforced turnovers by Seattle in this first half. Still, it's a 43-43 game. Here's our GMC Truck scoreboard. Indiana big over Boston, 130-118. We told you about Chuck Person's big game, and Chicago takes a 2-0 lead over New York. A 10-point win over the Knicks. Detroit evens up that series, 1 game apiece. It now moves to Atlanta. Portland nearly turned that one over. They're trying to beat the clock. Terry Porter had more time than he thought. He launched one from way outside, and we get a whistle, and a foul is going to be called against Seattle as time was dwindling down. That's number 2 on McMillan.
I think they're going to give him 2 shots, ruling it was a controlled shot on the rebound. Walter Davis got both hands on the ball, tried to take it right back up, ruling it was a controlled shot. That will be 2 free throws, not a loose ball foul.
That's the Blazers again by 2. We've had 4 tie scores in this first half. The lead has changed 3 times. Right now it belongs to Portland.
Walter Davis playing Ricky Pierce. Let's see if they go to that matchup.
Robinson giving Walter Davis some help.
Another 3-second call. That's
Another
3 on
3-second
Benoit Benjamin.
violation.
I'll tell you what happens. Michael Cage had the shot, and he didn't take it, and he forced that because he was wide open. He tried to make the extra pass, and being unselfish, he forced the violation. Benoit Benjamin was going to the offensive boards, so that really wasn't his fault.
45-43. Blazers up by 2. Porter guarded by McMillan. Underneath to Robinson, and we're going to get a jump ball. Eddie Johnson showing some quickness there.
Portland is really working hard to swing the ball and to try to post up Cliff Robinson against Eddie Johnson. Here it is right here. Nice pass.
Well, that replay was just seen by the fans here at Portland, and you hear their reaction.
Well, what happened was Eddie Johnson got the ball, and then on the way down, he threw Cliff Robinson down. That was what the reaction was. But on the way up, he actually got a piece of the ball. It was just his reaction afterwards that got him in trouble.
Quick control by Portland. Underneath to Robinson. Robinson losing it on the way up again. This time he will get a trip to the line.
You hate to oversimplify things, but Terry Porter has come in.
First turnovers.
See if they go to Eddie Johnson or Ricky Pierce. Those are the 2 scorers. See if they can free one of those guys up for a shot. There he is.
Pierce got right away from Drexler, but his shot wouldn't fall for him. And the rebound pulled away by Buck Williams down the court, trying to get it to Kersey. Kersey can't control. Nate McMillan picks up the loose ball. Eddie Johnson was on fire and still is. Eddie Johnson now with 19 points in this first half, and we've got another tie score. 5 times tonight we've been tied. It's currently tied at 45.
I wonder how much Jerome Kersey's ankle's bothering him. He's not nearly as active as he was the other night. The other night he was on the lane running. You see him there taking the outside jump shot.
Robinson tries to put it back. Wouldn't go for him either. Here comes McMillan. And Seattle a chance to grab the lead one more time. 2.5 minutes to go in the half. With 6 seconds left in the shot clock, Ricky Pierce from the baseline. He now has 8 points. And it's a 47-45 Seattle lead.
They're going to push baseline. They're going to push Porter baseline and try to trap him down the double team. That should give Kersey the shot.
And through the paint goes Jerome Kersey. for his first field goal of the night. He is now 1 of 5 from the field. He only has 1 rebound tonight, too, to back up what you were saying, Doug, about not being nearly as active tonight and nearly as involved. Tied at 47, underneath Michael Cage. Off the glass a little too hard. Buck Williams the rebound for Portland. Half a dozen rebounds for Williams. Clyde the glide. Has 6. Portland has regained the lead, 49-47.
You know, one thing that amazes me about Clyde Drexler is when you look at him, he is a big man. I mean, he's big and strong in his shoulders and in his legs. And until you see him in person, you don't realize how powerful this guy is. 6'7", well over 200 pounds.
A minute 10 to go in the half.
Off his leg.
Eddie Johnson losing the ball. He thought he should have been going to the free throw line. He's not happy at all. A timeout's been called here by Seattle. Stopping the clock.
Stop the point of the ball against the fast break. You see 3 guys back, and Drexler goes 1-on-3. No one stops the point of the ball. Takes it all the way to the basket. Drexler's been quiet in the first half. Don't rest on your laurels, though, Matt. They'll want more next year. So.
Porter working on McMillan. 5 passes that time, and Drexler puts up the shot and got fouled.
Patience is so important against a switching defense. I think one thing that frustrates Portland is they're an early offense team. They like to make...
Association is prohibited. Drexler now with 7 points. It's a 3-point Portland lead, 50-47. You see the time left in the first half. They get it down to Benoit Benjamin. A lot of the fans here in Portland were hollering free again. They thought Benjamin may have stayed a little too long in the paint that time.
Benoit Benjamin's working hard offensively tonight, really wanting the basketball.
Cross attempts to Buck Williams, blocked by Benoit Benjamin, out to Duckworth.
That's why you want to get your big guys involved in the game offensively, because then they become shot blockers.
That's a 3-pointer for Clyde Drexler, his first of the night. He now has 10 points, and that lead up to 4 for the Trailblazers with 15 seconds remaining.
The Blazers are a great 3-point threat, but they have not used it much in these first 2 games. That is something that has not been a weapon for them. They only made 2 in game 1.
Ricky Pierce had to alter his shot, and we're going to get a loose ball foul underneath with only a half a second remaining.
See, Benoit Benjamin is excited now. He's getting the ball down the offensive end, so the big fellow will block some shots for you, and that's why you got to get those guys in the game. Here it is, Buck Williams taking it to the basket, and Benoit Benjamin sending it back.
Loose ball foul was called on Kevin Duckworth. Ricky Pierce attempting to beat the clock, could not. So the Portland Trailblazers head to the locker room, leading the Seattle Supersonics in Game 2. Our halftime score, 53.
Trailblazers had some real active and tenacious defense in the ball game, and the Sonics were scrambling. Gary Payton with a good adjustment against pressure and makes a nice floating shot. But it was early in the ball game, and Portland had control of the ball game with good aggressive play at both ends of the floor. Sean Kemp loose in the open court, finds Sedale 3, doesn't get the first, but gets the second. Whenever you move the ball in transition, you're moving quickly, you're going to have people that are open. Duckworth, the trailer, gets a nice pass back from Drexler for an easy opportunity. Terry Porter was expected to come out and be aggressive at the start of the ball game, and that's what he did. Look for his offense, tried to establish himself against a tough defense that had given him a tough time in game number 1. Got his shot going. The guy that got the Sonics back in it was Eddie Johnson. Johnson, a tremendous perimeter player, found the cannon early, kept it hot, and actually was the reason that the Sonics were able to get on top of the ball game in the second quarter. Ricky Pierce with penetration finds a diving Sean Kemp right at the rim. Whenever Portland moves the ball and moves themselves, they find lanes, and you see Drexler extend and explode to the hoop. And it looked like it was going to be an easy night for Portland early in the first quarter of play. Buck Williams in transition. Sean Kemp showing the quickness, and it's a surprise the defense. Chip Robinson was waiting for some contact, didn't get it. Kemp missed, but had presence of mind to stay with the rebound, knocked it out of the hands of Kevin Duckworth. You see his reaction. Pierce. And Cage with the follow. The Sonics did a better job of rebounding the basketball in the second period after a slow start. Danny Ainge with penetration and transition finds Cliff Robinson at the top with two hands. Porter finds the seam and then finds Jerome Kersey dicing to the basket, breaks three, and Kersey has not really been able to get on track early in the ball game with offense like he did in game number one. Buck Williams, rebound and outlets the ball to Clyde Drexler. And of course, the first rule of defense is to stop the ball. And with a player like Drexler, if you don't get to him early, the results are obvious.
Take that, you
Robinson, giving them 8 points in 10 minutes, was very active, did not get in foul trouble in game one. Three fouls in 3 minutes in the first half. You see only 3 points in 10 minutes tonight. More of the Cliff Robinson we're normally used to seeing. Danny Ainge still struggling with his offense, only 2 points after shooting 2 for 7 in game one. So they're going to start needing some production from Danny Ainge because this Portland team is well balanced. They have 7 guys averaging in double figures, and they need all guys operating on all cylinders to be the 63-win team they were during the regular season.
It'll be Portland's ball to begin the third quarter. Kersey, Porter, Drexler, Duckworth, and Williams out there for the Trailblazers. Kemp, Benjamin, Creek, Eddie Johnson, and Gary Payton for Seattle. Quarter number 3 underway from Portland. Williams had to say to Drexler. Porter getting away from Sedale Creek. Hits the uncontested jumper. He has 12.
Good ball fake by Terry Porter to free himself of the Sedale Creed, who was leaping at him trying to block the shot.
6-point lead now for the Blazers.
Let's see if they go back to Eddie Johnson and get him going again here to start the third period. They started inside with Benoit Benjamin.
John Kemp had some moments early in the first half, too, for Seattle.
The game plan in the first quarter was to get the ball inside to Kemp and Benoit Benjamin, and Eddie Johnson came on strong. Looks like it's going to be the same philosophy here, realizing their inside people need to score. Sean Kemp will be inside where he can use that great extension where he can go to the basket.
Sean Kemp now with 10 points, 55-51. Blazers by 4. Jerome Kersey, kind of a quiet first half. They'll try to get him going here in quarter number 3. Now has 6.
It's only his second field goal of the ball game.
57-51, and he was a dominating player in game 1, scoring 31 points. Trying to get it inside to Benjamin. Hits off the glass. Comes out to Jerome Kersey. The Seattle turnover giving Portland a chance to get that lead back up to 8. Duckworth takes it in a mismatch over Creek. Wouldn't go for him. There's Buck Williams on the offensive board with the putback, and he drew the foul.
I love Buck Williams, and I tell you why. Is because he realizes that he's really not a primary offensive threat when it comes to this Portland team. Occasionally they'll post him, but this is where he gets his points. The other guys shoot the basketball, and he gets in there and offensive rebounds, goes back up strong. You've got to love the work of Buck Williams along the inside for this Portland team.
Real blue-collar player. Benoit Benjamin picking up his 3rd foul, and Buck Williams will have a chance to get to double figures.
Pass over the shoulder, and Sean Kemp coming over to force the walking violation. It could actually even been an offensive foul.
A 9-point lead for the Blazers.
Now that's where Sean Kemp shot from the other night. He made that shot, but that's where he did the majority of his shooting. And although that one went in, that's not where he's best.
He has 12 on the night. That was the first Seattle field goal of this third quarter. Porter finding an open Kevin Duckworth, but the block by Sean Kemp will bring about a jump ball.
Well,
You saw 2 reactions from Kemp there. He thought the whistle was going to be to call him for a foul. Then he smiled when he found out it was going to be a jump ball.
Duckworth did not feel Sean Kemp behind him. If he did, he could have taken the ball to the other side of the basket, shielded him, used the rim to protect himself. Did not see it. He gave Sean Kemp an opportunity to block that shot.
Seattle controls. A chance to get back to within 5 here. The rookie out of Oregon State, Gary Payton. Double teamed. They come over to Eddie Johnson. Let's see if he's still hot. He is. That's a 3-pointer. He has 22 points.
About the minute you think Portland is going to pull away, Seattle comes back with a 3 and a couple steals, and they're right back in the ball game.
Now it's a 4-point Portland lead. 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Drexler is thinking about the 3. Kersey will settle for 2.
Unselfish extra pass.
8 points for Kersey. Quickly on the other end. Kemp got a shot up. Wouldn't go for him, though. The rebound pulled away by Portland.
Drexler with tremendous hustle play to change that shot. I think he actually got a piece of it.
Buck Williams thought about it. Took the shot. Wouldn't go. Rebound Duckworth. Put back good. He drew the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Kevin Duckworth.
Well, credit Clyde Drexler for this basket. First of all, Sean Kemp looks like he has Terry Porter beat. Here comes Drexler. He gets a piece of the shot, and then he hustles all the way back down the floor. He keeps the rebound alive, enables Kevin Duckworth to corral it and get an opportunity now to give his team a 9-point lead.
11 points for Kevin Duckworth. We're in Portland, Oregon. Game 2 of this best-of-5 series. Pete Van Weren, Doug Collins with you. 65-56. Blazers is our score. Blazers trying to go up 2-0 in this best-of-5 series. No whistle. Eddie Johnson expected a trip to the foul line of that. Didn't get it. Clyde Drexler on the run. Into the paint. Lost the ball. Sedale Threatt. He's got Shawn Kemp down there. But Threatt's going to go wall-to-wall. Nearly tore the basket down. Quickly down the other way. Drexler. No. Rebound out of bounds. Going to belong to Seattle.
How about Sedale Threatt end-to-end? Full speed slam dunk. What a tremendous play. Kersey chasing him.
Watch the whole backboard shake here.
Sedale's got one thing in mind. He's taking the ball to the basket. What a great play.
65-58. Threatt. That's a two-pointer. He now has 6 points.
Here they're back
the last
again.
2, and here's Seattle hanging around. Back within 5. Under 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Well, Doug, your statement about Portland playing in spurts, good at times, bad at times, is really showing tonight. Portland has had some spurts of 2 or 3 minutes where they've played very well, and then the last couple of minutes in this quarter, they've been quiet.
Rick Adelman has to have so much patience with this team because he knows this is the kind of team that he has. You know, you'd like to say we're going to play consistently throughout. They're a team of spurts, and that's something that I think they're going to have to be able to be a little bit better at to win the NBA championship. They got to play a little more consistently during the course of the game.
Corner shot wouldn't go. Rebound comes out deep to Drexler. They get it back to Buck Williams. Out to Drexler. Kersey's outside jumper.
We talked about it the other night. Jerome Kersey, when he came into the league, was not a good outside shooter. You see the hard work. He's had 3 outside jump shots in this quarter. Hard work has made him an adequate perimeter shooter.
It's 10 points now for Kersey and 7 assists now for Clyde Drexler. Benjamin with a slam for his 8 points. 67-62. Drexler trying to hurry up down the other end. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound comes off into the hands of Shawn Kemp. He throws it away, trying to get it to Gary Payton.
That's 3 turnovers this quarter by Shawn Kemp. He's tried to force 2 passes in traffic. That time he throws the ball ahead. You like his energy, his enthusiasm. Remember, he's 21 years old. This is his first playoff series. He's going to get better, but those are the things young players will do.
For a lot of these Sonics, it's the first playoff series.
You got Benoit Benjamin, you have Gary Payton, you have Shawn Kemp, all starters.
And we got a whistle before the shot went up, says Bruce Alexander. Eddie Johnson committing his second. We've got a timeout. 6:43 left. Scores he's got this week.
He would like to have had about, what is that, 129? That would have put him in pretty good shape.
Here we go. 6:42 to go in the third. Gary Payton, that's 4 on him.
Little set play coming out of the timeout to take advantage of the switching defense, punching in Buck Williams. It'll be 4 personal fouls against Gary Payton. We'll see if Casey Jones substitutes or if he stays with the rookie.
Blazers leading it by 5. Kersey trying to warm up in the second half. That one wouldn't go for him. Benoit Benjamin pulls down the rebound. Kemp taking it right to Buck Williams.
So quick.
That's the third foul on Buck Williams.
He's a very solid defender, and Shawn Kemp spun and went right around, and Buck had to take the foul.
Now Gary Payton with his 4 fouls goes to the bench, and Nate McMillan comes back into the Seattle lineup. Down to 5 seconds left now on the shot clock. Into Shawn Kemp. Kemp couldn't get it to go. Rebound pulled away by Drexler. Seattle worked hard for an open shot. Couldn't get one to fall.
Casey Jones felt that Shawn Kemp got fouled on that play.
Kersey's jumper no. Benoit Benjamin another rebound, and we get a whistle down there. Ball belongs to Portland with 5:43 to go in the third. They tried that quick entry pass to Buck Williams underneath. Seattle got a hand on the ball. Still belongs to Portland. Kevin Duckworth for the 18-footer.
Well, it's tough when your big man steps out and shoots like that. Benoit Benjamin just not comfortable going out there and covering him. Such a weapon for this Portland team, a lot like Detroit uses with Bill Laimbeer.
13 points now for Kevin Duckworth. Sadale Freet trying to get hot. Couldn't get that shot to fall. His shot has not been dropping for him tonight. Eddie Johnson almost run over by Jerome Kersey. Kersey almost mugged by Sean Kemp.
Rick Adelman is cheering his player there, Jerome Kersey, for his hustle, but he said, Jerome, get the ball to our point guard, Terry Porter, fill the lane, and you'll be the recipient of one of those flying slam dunks. Let's get the ball to our point guard.
Instead, the turnover gives it back to Seattle, and the red-hot hand of Eddie Johnson finally cools off for a moment, but Sean Kemp pulls down the rebound. Over Buck Williams, no, there's Drexler with another rebound. The Blazers up by 7, 5 minutes to go in the third. Buck Williams tried for the slam, missed it, saved inbounds, or was it by Benoit Benjamin?
Johnson hitting the floor. That hurts from over here.
Yeah, that is not a soft surface out there. But Eddie Johnson none the worse for wear, driving the baseline this time, and they call for the offensive foul. Eddie Johnson, not like that call. That's his third foul.
Forcing his offense a little bit right now. He took a nasty fall. He took a quick three and then tried to take it to the basket, gets a charge. Right now what you want to do, you're right in the ball game. You're only down 7. Eddie Johnson's a guy that's comfortable coming off screens, catching and shooting. Stay within the context of your game.
Porter front court over to Clyde Drexler. It was at about this time on Friday night that Drexler really heated up. He scored 29 in the second half in game 1. Another steal by Seattle. Another turnover by Portland. Eddie Johnson losing that one, but it's banged right back to Nate McMillan. Sadale Freet finding room in the paint. Too hard off the glass. Rebound out of bounds off Sean Kemp.
I think Drexler got away with pulling Sean Kemp down that time. Sean Kemp had an offensive rebound. Drexler grabbed him by the shoulder and pulled him down. I wouldn't be surprised to see Casey Jones get a technical foul here in a minute just to try to change this game. Casey not happy with what's going on around the basket. Let's watch Drexler here now. I don't know if we'll be able to see it off the ball. Right there, see him? He pulled him down. He got away with it. Good camera work there.
Just kind of snuck that hand in and snuck it back out before either one of the officials noticed it. Sadale Freet sitting down. Here comes Ricky Pierce back into the Seattle lineup. Michael Cage also coming in to get Benoit Benjamin. And at the line, Terry Porter. Very balanced scoring for Portland tonight. You've got Cliff Robinson with 8, Jerome Kersey with 10, Buck Williams with 10, Kevin Duckworth with 13, Clyde Drexler with 10, Terry Porter with 12.
Pete, we look out on the floor right now. You're going to have Kevin Duckworth is either going to be played by
162. Blazers have built that lead up to 9. Closing in on the 4-minute mark in quarter number 3. Nate McMillan is going to take the jumper. That one wouldn't go. Drexler another rebound in transition. A 4-on-3 Blazer break. Buck Williams tapped the basket, and they'll have a chance for a three-point play.
Portland, when they can run, they can get out and go with it. Buck Williams filling the lane. And also a technical on Casey Jones. You know, you can feel it as a coach over here. Here's Drexler with his speed. He pulls the defense. The fourth man running the lane is the guy that gets the layup because the guys filling the outside lanes are covered. The fourth guy coming down is the guy that's going to be open. Casey Jones not happy with what's been going on around the basket here with his team. Draws the technical foul. Terry Porter converts.
Well, when your team hasn't scored in the last 4 minutes, and that is the case with the Seattle Supersonics, sometimes it takes a technical to wake them up.
You can just see it, you know, being a former coach, sometimes you feel like you've got to get out there and defend your team, maybe to try to get a couple calls. It doesn't always work, but sometimes you have to use that maybe to try to help your team out. I think that's what Casey Jones has done. He's a very quiet man.
And Trailblazers. And the 13-point lead by Portland right now is their biggest lead of the night. Cage Cage and nowhere to go. Loose ball, though, still controlled by Seattle. Out of 5 seconds left to shoot it. Ricky Pierce could not get that one to fall. Kevin Duckworth the rebound for Portland.
Drexler's running ahead. Look for the alley-oop.
Almost. Here comes Seattle the other way. Sean Kemp with Buck Williams right on him. They get it over to Ricky Pierce. Everybody calling for another 3-second violation.
3 seconds.
And they got it. Everybody in this building was hollering free.
Again, you know when that happens is when the team expects your teammate to take a shot. They start going to the boards. 3 guys that time for Seattle in the lane waiting for the shot that never occurred.
When you have 3 men in the paint for 3 seconds, that might be a 9-second violation. Under 3 minutes to go now, third quarter.
Nice play by Eddie.
Turnover.
Nice play by Eddie Johnson. He read the screen roll. Seattle likes to push it baseline. Eddie Johnson rotating down, taking away the roll man, which was Buck Williams. Seattle's going to talk about it. Casey Jones not very happy.
No, he's not very happy at all. We've got a timeout, 2:44. Seattle in a dry spell. They haven't scored in the last 4 minutes and 45 seconds. They've been outscored 8-0 during that time. Well, there's 2 points for Sean Kemp.
Set play out of a timeout, reversing Sean Kemp against Buck Williams on the overplay. Beautiful pass. Nice play there by Casey Jones and his staff as they needed a basket desperately there.
Kemp now at 14, the 75-64 Portland lead. Kersey. Nope. McMillan going up for the rebound. Loose ball foul. That's going to be called on Buck Williams. And that's 4 on him now.
It's only 3 team fouls, so Seattle's still not in the penalty. No free throws will be taken, only a loose ball foul.
Cliff Robinson for Buck Williams.
Cliff Robinson will check in, and Buck Williams will take a seat with 2:11 remaining in the third. Buck Williams with 13 points.
You got to love Buck Williams. If you're a coach, you just dream about being able to have a player like that on your team.
Real blue-collar guy.
That will do all the little things that will enable you to be successful.
2 minutes in the court.
2 minutes to go, third quarter. 75-64. Portland up by 11. Michael Cage trying to get around Kevin Duckworth. Duckworth said he traveled, but Tommy Nunez says, Kevin, you fouled him.
Now, the difference between a Michael Cage stepping out there like that against Duckworth really backed off him, gave him a lot of room. Now, if that were Kevin Duckworth, he would take that little jump shot and be very comfortable with it. Michael Cage put it on the floor. Fortunately, he drew the foul, but not comfortable shooting the outside shot like Kevin Duckworth.
And Eddie Johnson. He was in the starting lineup for Seattle first half of the year. 75-66, Portland up by 9. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Seattle trying to get back in it. They had fallen 13 points behind. Drexler will take it over Ricky Pierce.
You know, he looked like he was looking at Duckworth on the roll, hung in the air. I don't even think he was looking at the basket on that shot.
12 points now for Clyde Drexler, and the lead back up to 11 for Portland. Cage going into the paint. They're going to count that basket. Cliff Robinson committing his first.
Michael Cage is a left-handed player. Comes strong to the middle with his left hand. Must make him handle the ball the way as we can. You see him take Duckworth. Cliff Robinson does not get out there quickly enough. I think he was still on the ground before he released that ball.
So Cage with a chance of a 3-point play. He's got it. He has 7 points in the ball game. An 8-point lead now, 77-69. A minute 25 to go in the third. Pressure on Porter. He gets away from it, though. Gives the ball off to Robinson. Couldn't control, but it finds Duckworth. Duckworth's shot wouldn't go. Rebound off the floor. Michael Cage has it, and he's fouled in the backcourt.
Frustration foul from Jerome Kersey, and
the score remains Portland by 8. Under a minute to go now in the third. Robinson looking Drexler's way in the alley-oop.
Got to pressure the ball. If you're going to overplay, you've got to pressure the basketball. Cliff Robinson standing there with the ball over his head, no pressure at all, easy pass to make.
14 points now for Clyde Drexler. It's a 10-point lead for the Blazers. Pierce getting into the paint. Trying to go up.
Cliff Robinson, and a beautiful pass, and Clyde Drexler finishing it big. I think that when you're playing Drexler, you've got to try to square.
Points for Ricky Pierce. They could use a little more out of him if they're going to get back and win this one. 79-71. Blazers up by 8. Robinson had nowhere to go with that one. They turned the ball right back over to Seattle. And Seattle can play for a final shot here.
If they score, it's a 6-point game. So with all the greatness of Portland in this quarter, they're still allowing Seattle to be very much a part of this game.
Turnaround jumper by Eddie Johnson wouldn't go. He gets his own rebound, puts it up again over Cliff Robinson. This one does fall for Eddie Johnson. Johnson now with 24.
Now, if that ball's not touched, they get it all the way back underneath the basket and have a chance to score again.
And still have 4 seconds left to do it.
So 2 turnovers by Cliff Robinson here in the last 30 seconds.
Remember, it was a 13-point lead when the timeout was called by K.C. Jones. It's now a 6-point lead.
Keep your eye on Eddie Johnson coming off the screen. Oh,
Ricky
Duckworth
Pierce
with a
got
foul.
75. That's the way quarter number 3 will end. Seattle with a 13-4 run over the last 3.5 minutes of quarter number 3 is pulled back to within 4. 1 quarter to go here in Portland.
Drexler to cut to the basket with nobody bumping him to an isolated area. When you get out to overplay, you must keep your body on the guy. Great pass, great finish, but you can't let the guy make the cut to the basket like that without bumping him.
Well, we'll see if Seattle can keep the momentum going their way. A 13-4 run to end the third quarter, pull them back to within 4. And they have the ball to begin this quarter. 3-pointer by Ricky Pierce. No. Rebound comes off to Michael Cage. That's his 7th rebound. Pierce double team, stolen by Drexler. Blazers on the run. Drexler's going to take it himself. Basket won't go, but he was fouled, and he will get a trip to the line.
That gives you a little idea of the strength of Clyde Drexler. Eddie Johnson is a big guy. He's 6'6", 6'7", weighs 200 pounds or so, and he tries to keep Clyde Drexler from going to the basket. Look at him, how he just powers and still almost gets the shot in. Great upper body. He has only 2 points.
He's in there now along with Bryant, Robinson, Drexler, and Kersey for Portland. McMillan, Pierce, Kemp, Cage, and Eddie Johnson for Seattle. Kemp got into the paint. Basket wouldn't go, but he will go to the free throw line. Cliff Robinson called for his 2nd personal. Don't forget our next NBA doubleheader. He makes both free throws to give him 16. It's a 4-point game again, 81-77. A little backcourt pressure applied that time by Seattle. Danny Ainge trying to warm up. That shot not even close. Rebound pulled away by Kemp, his 11th. They got a 3-on-2 break. Eddie Johnson's going to stop and fire from 10. And Eddie Johnson now with 26 points. It's a 2-point game, 81-79.
We'll see how long that Rick Adelman can keep Terry Porter sitting on the bench. Remember that every time that Terry Porter has sat down, they have struggled in their half-court offense.
And it comes to Ainge for 2. Nice pass by Drexler.
Excellent pass, taking advantage of Gary Payton, who turned his head and lost vision of the basketball.
4 points now for Ainge, and a 4-point lead for Portland. 10.5 minutes to go. Gary Payton back in the lineup, replacing Nate McMillan. Gives it off to Eddie Johnson again. Johnson thought he got fouled. The shot came up short. Drexler comes up with the ball, gives it off to Kersey. Back to Drexler. Michael Cage got a hand on the ball. No foul.
Keep your eye on Danny Ainge off the ball. Now watch Gary Payton's head. He just loses a little vision, and Danny Ainge takes advantage of him there. Gary Payton has 4 fouls, did not want to pick up his 5th.
This time, Cage trying for the block shot. Instead, it's going to be called for the personal foul. That's his 2nd. And the 2nd team foul here in the 4th quarter.
I would not be surprised when Rick Adelman makes his next substitution that he brings Terry Porter back in the game. Clyde Drexler did not sit out the entire second half of the game the other night. The big thing is, will they know where to go at the end of the game to get the big basket? That's where they've struggled here in the first part of this series.
Mark Bryant getting his first 2 points of the night to get the lead back up to 6 for Portland. And it comes to Ricky Pierce, blocked by Drexler, comes back out to Cage. Only 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Pierce getting around Drexler, blocked by Robinson. Cliff Robinson races right down the middle, goes up to the shot and drew the foul.
How about the defense by Portland that time? Ricky Pierce posts up Drexler, who blocks the shot. Then Cliff then Cliff Robinson with a shot block. First of all, here's Drexler. I think Pierce is talking to him. Boom, here's a shot block. You see Drexler sort of smile, and here's the finish of it. Pierce again with the drive, and here comes Mr. Robinson. That's the younger version of Mr. Robinson, Cliff. And then he takes it inline to inline, shoots 2 free throws. Remember now, Cliff Robinson, not a good free throw shooter.
He missed 2 in the first half. He has 8 points on the night. This one goes. Second-year player out of Connecticut. He's made a major impact here in Portland, averaging just under 12 points a game during the regular season.
This young man was going to be a first-round pick starting his senior year at Connecticut. Had a very poor senior year and really slid in the draft down to about, I think, the 45th selection. And Portland got him a steal with this kind of player and this kind of talent because he was a first-round pick going into his senior season.
Portland's got that lead back up to 8. You know what, Doug? 6 of the last 8 points they've scored back at the free throw line.
Philadelphia 76ers, so.
And Bill's number among those retired here now in Portland. 87-79. Benoit Benjamin got away from Danny Ainge. Missed the layup, though. Michael Cage gets the rebound. The putback wouldn't go, but he will go to the free throw line.
I do not know how Benoit Benjamin did. And here's Benoit Benjamin. Why doesn't he dunk the basketball? Cage
lead. Under 10 minutes remaining in the game. From out in three-point land.
Boy, he needed that one. Danny Ainge needed that shot right there.
He hadn't hit one of those in a while.
He was 0 for 4 in game 1 from three-point range and has not shot the ball well tonight. He needed that basket.
He has 7 points. The lead back up to 9 now. 90-81 Portland. Drexler is going to put on a show here. What a complete game Clyde Drexler has played tonight. Offense, defense, rebounds, assists, scoring.
He got the steal. He was going to cruise in. He looked over his shoulder, saw Cage coming, and he shifted down to 4.
Yes, he did. And Seattle is going to spend another time out here. Portland's on an 11-2 run to open up that lead back to 92-81. Came in bounds to Freet.
Now remember the other night offensively they went to Ricky Pierce and Ricky Pierce did not deliver for them. Let's see if they try to go back to him. Clyde Drexler did a great job on him in the 4th quarter.
Well, inside the Benoit Benjamin, his jump hook over Cliff Robinson wouldn't go. The ball goes out of bounds. Cliff Robinson trying to save it. Look out, Cliff. He's all right.
A great hustle that time. They just didn't communicate, Pete. There were 2 guys, Robinson and Kersey, both fighting for the rebound. You got to know that your teammate, and if you're behind him, you've got to give him the rebound. But both guys hustling very strong to the boards.
8:20 remaining in the game, an 11-point Portland lead. Portland trying to take a 2-0 lead in his best-of-5 series. Game 3 will be in Seattle.
Oh, walk.
Now, how many times have we seen that tonight? 3-second violations, walking violations. Benoit Benjamin has had several of those tonight.
A young team, again, probing to see where they can go to get their next score. Now, remember in the 4th quarter, Drexler went against Ricky Pierce in their matchup. Let's see if they go to Drexler against Ricky Pierce.
Kersey Kersey drawing the double team. Back out to Ainge. Going to try another one from out there. He's hit 2 in a row from three-point land.
You think shooters shoot with confidence when they get that first one to go? It's an amazing game.
Danny Ainge now has 10. The 14-point lead by Portland is the biggest of the game. Eddie Johnson makes that impossible shot and will go to the free throw line.
What a great shot, though. Almost identical spot, Danny Ainge, from the three-pointer he hit the last time down the floor. All done because the ball goes in the post. Double team. Sedale Threet leaves him. No rotation. Cannot get back soon enough. And Danny Ainge knocks in the three. You know, the one difference I felt like in the Boston Celtic teams that did not go to the championship without Danny Ainge was they really missed his long-range shooting. I think that weapon that he brings to this team, along with his tenacity as an experience, has been totally invaluable.
Tell you how good an athlete Danny Ainge is. Jimmy Williams, the third base coach of the Atlanta Braves, was in Toronto's organization when Ainge signed a baseball contract. He said that Danny Ainge is the only player he's ever known who could have played any one of 8 positions at the major league level. He's that good an athlete.
He's a good golfer, too.
And now they're going to the free throw line.
Now they're going to him. Here's Danny Ainge. A while ago he had 4 points. He now has 10, shooting 2 free throws with the opportunity to now have 12. So he has 8 quick points here for this Portland team. Also enabling...
Lead 97-83, 7:20 remaining in the game. Eddie Johnson's going to try one from out there. That one didn't come close. It goes back to Portland.
Eddie Johnson begging to Eddie Rush that that ball was tipped, and Eddie Rush said, no way.
Back to Danny Ainge, who has found that shot of his here in the fourth quarter. He's hit 2 3-pointers, 1 2-pointer. Nice pass this time underneath to Jerome Kersey. Kersey now with 12, and the biggest lead of the night for the Blazers is now a 16-point advantage. Seattle's going to have to use another timeout. They called a timeout 13 points down in the third quarter and brought it back to a 4-point game.
Fourth quarter, Drexler doing a tremendous job defensively.
Dana Barros back in the lineup for Seattle. Sedale Threet into Sean Kemp, and Kemp got into the paint, and they're going to say he got fouled in there.
Bruce Alexander calling the block against Jerome Kersey. Bruce Alexander said, I've got 4 or 5 grandkids out here in the great Northwest. Be sure and say hello. He did not endear himself to Portland fans with that call.
And it comes to Barros. 99-83, a 16-point lead by Portland. Seattle needs to go to work if they expect to get back in this one.
Well, everything now being done from the outside. No inside attack at all. You see the shots that are going up.
Portland defense really making Seattle work, and the fans here appreciate it.
And Sean Kemp's going to have to shoot a 3 that he's fouled on by Cliff Robinson.
And that is 4 now on Cliff Robinson.
Cliff Robinson's pointing to his head like, think. You do not want to foul a non-lead.
Drexler over Pierce. He has done it all tonight.
That was good defense.
Drexler now has 20 points.
Ricky Pierce played excellent defense. Clyde Drexler just rose up and shot it over the top of him.
Kemp from 15 wouldn't go. Rebound tipped out to Terry Porter. Trailblazers on the run into Drexler. Drexler trying to leave it behind. Into the paint, got fouled.
See, this Drexler, when Drexler gets out and runs like that, you're going to see Drexler with his shot. It's a great shot. But Portland really hurt you by running a 4-man fast break. They have 3 guys out pushing, and then they have a 4th guy that really trails coming strong. Many instances you see it's Buck Williams. That time it was Drexler. They just dropped the ball off to him. And who's going to stop him as he tries to finish big to the basket?
Well, he is starting to do in this fourth quarter just what he did in quarter number 4 on Friday night. He had 19 points in the fourth quarter in Friday night's victory. He's already got 8 in the fourth quarter here, and 22 on the night now. 103-85. Portland is starting to pull away.
They're swarming defensively right now, giving Seattle no easy shots.
And Ricky Pierce getting into the paint, got fouled by Jerome Kersey. That's Kersey's 4th.
Jerome Kersey, his 4th personal.
So Ricky Pierce.
Fatigue becomes a factor when you have to work every single time. Also on the defensive end, he's chasing Clyde Drexler, so he's expending a lot of energy. It's a great matchup for Portland.
And it comes to Kersey. He'll put it up over Michael Cage, and it's found a way to drop. Jerome Kersey with 14. Blazers by 19, closing in on the 5-minute mark. Cage draws the double team, leaves it off to Shawn Kemp. And it'll be Shawn Kemp going to the free throw line this time.
Not giving up any layups, though. Shawn Kemp was cocking that ball behind his head to go up with one of his patented slam dunks.
Danny Ainge for three. He's hit three of them. Ainge has 13 points in this quarter, 15 in the game. It's 108-87. Shawn Kemp takes it inside, wouldn't go. Michael Cage will try. Ball tipped out of there by Cliff Robinson.
Every night it's a different player for Portland. The other night we see Drexler finally getting a rest, and what a hand, and he deserves it. Tremendous defensive performance by Clyde Drexler.
He has 20 points, he has 8 rebounds, he has 10 assists. Just a couple of rebounds away from a triple-double.
And he's held Ricky Pierce to 3 field goals. Now Danny Ainge, 13 points in this quarter. The other night, Drexler, 19, as we see Dana Barros doing what he does best, draining a 3-point shot.
His first points of the night, 108-90. Still a comfortable lead for Portland with a little over 4 minutes remaining now in the game. Jerome Percy got fouled. And we go to the free throw line. Foul called against Dana Barros, his first.
Dana Barros, his first personal.
Going to try one from 2-point line against that.
This kid's got a lot of talent too, Dana Barros. He was a big scorer at Boston College. Quick.
16-point Portland lead, under 4 minutes remaining. The Blazers have gotten contributions from everybody tonight.
See, the problem when you go small like this is Cliff Robinson has a mismatch. He's going to be played by one of those smaller guards. Nate McMillan is about 6'6", 6'7". They've come in here and they've won the first 2 ball games. In a best-of-5 series, the scary thing is to lose one of those first 2 at home. And Portland has done a great job holding the advantage.
Means over Robinson. Count the basket, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Scott Bentz with a spinning jump shot.
Robinson gets a fifth personal.
That's 5 fouls now on Cliff Robinson.
The rest of the starters out of the ball game, Buck Williams and Terry Porter.
And the Barrows go into the hole for 2 more. He's scored 7 since coming off the bench in this fourth quarter. It's 110-96, 14 points. Still time for Seattle. Porter operates along the baseline into Buck Williams. Williams going up, got fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. What's to go now? Minch in the paint. Danny Ainge looked like he got a piece of him, but no whistle.
Tipped in by Nate McMillan.
And Nate McMillan will get credit for his first 2 of the night. 112-98, still a 14-point Portland advantage.
Uh-oh. Oh, he passed it up.
And it's stolen by Nate McMillan.
Surprised Danny Ainge did not pull the trigger on that. Danny Ainge upset with himself, trying to be too unselfish to get the ball to Terry Porter. He had a wide open 3.
But Seattle turns it right back over to the Blazers. Danny Ainge has hit 3 3-pointers in this fourth quarter. That should get him going for the rest of the series.
Again, Portland uses the 3-point shot as well as any team in the NBA. 904 attempts on the season. Porter's wanting to post up on Dana Barros.
Gary Payton stepped on the line after coming up with a loose ball. So there's a couple of potential Seattle baskets that got away from him. 2:03 the time left. 112-98 Blazers. Out it comes to Danny Ainge. Rick Adelman wants him to use some clock here.
That's smart. You're under 2 minutes right now. You have a 14-point lead. Use all the clock.
Down to 10 seconds now on the shot clock.
Mintz against Ainge. You should be able to take him on the drive.
And he got hammered as he went up. Nate McMillan.
That's what happens when you do a lot of switching.
Danny Ainge now at 15. Mintz over Bryant. Nope, Ainge the rebound. 113-98. Danny Young's going to run some clock. A minute and a half remaining. 10 seconds left on the shot clock now. Ainge spun right away from Payton, takes to the hole, puts in 2 more.
It's been the Danny Ainge show in the fourth quarter. It was Clyde Drexler the other night. Tonight it's Danny Ainge.
16 points for Ainge in the fourth quarter. 18 points in the game.
Well, he needed this to get himself going. We talked about the 1-3 that he hit. After that, he ignited and has had a terrific fourth quarter.
15-point Blazer lead. Closing in on the 1-minute mark. Portland will take a 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 series. Game 3 will be in Seattle. Bryant's shot wouldn't go. Comes back out to Walter Davis.
That's 2.
Wouldn't go for him.
A little short.
Dana Barros with 2 more. He's had a strong performance off the bench here in this final quarter. 9 points. 115-102. Portland up by 13.
This is classic NBA garbage time right now. What you hope if you're Rick Adelman is that no one gets hurt to finish this game, or Casey Jones as well.
2 more Seattle points. Scott Mintz has 4 in the quarter. 115-104. But the Blazers have put away Seattle comfortably here tonight. Seattle gave them a couple of runs, falling to within 2 points at one point in the third quarter.
Just hold the ball out. You don't have to shoot this. You know, you got to play this team. You got to beat them one more time. Don't rub it in. Just hold the ball out. Let the shot clock wind down.
Danny Young's going to try one from out there. Wouldn't go. And Seattle will try to score the final 2 points of this game. Dana Barros.
He might be their leading scorer before we're finished here.
He has 11 in this fourth quarter, but that'll do it. And the Portland Trailblazers have taken a 2-0 lead over the Seattle Supersonics. A very complete game again by Clyde Drexler. You see the numbers tonight. Don't forget the defense he played against Ricky Pierce as well. It's 115-106.
Gary Payton right at the basket with a pass from Drexler. Defensively, the Trailblazers were doing an excellent job from start to finish, but allowed the Sonics to get back in it by not always taking the best care of the basketball, and some great perimeter shooting by Eddie Johnson at the right time kept the Sonics close. Sedell 3 was not going to be denied on this one as he drove that one home. He knew that number 25, Kersey, was chasing, had the ability to wipe it away. Drexler leaves this opportunity for Ainge. Ainge said at the start of the ball game that he was ready. After his first appearance, it looked as though he might not have been, but in the fourth, he really got on track big time. 16 points in the quarter for Danny Ainge. Drexler with the turnover. Now you'll see him look and see Michael Cage and decide, well, I better high step, and he throws one down. At that point, Portland had regained control of the basketball game. It is a question of how the Sonics would find a way to get back in it. All night long, they were penetrating. They were having trouble finishing plays. Benoit Benjamin thunders this one down. They started the ball game off trying to get Benjamin some shots. He got some, but not enough to be a factor to change the complexion of Portland's defense. The lob inside, Shawn Kemp. And what makes that play possible is the lack of pressure on the passer. Any guy that has that much time with the leaper like Shawn Kemp is going to get those kinds of results. The Sonics double, and whenever you double, there's going to be someone open. Again, it happens to be Ainge. That's his spot. He gets another three-point field goal. Maybe he was watching Chuck Person and thought he might challenge the record. Portland with excellent ball movement, taking advantage of the screening and the defensive switching. They get Jerome Kersey right at the hoop. Kersey again with deep position, and anytime a player gets that kind of position, the defense is always in a very bad reacting posture. Kersey gets a good bounce. Ainge spins away from the defense, looking to get inside, has a chance to go all the way to the basket. The defense reacts too late. Nate McMillan knows, should have been out there sooner.
You mentioned Danny Ainge with a big fourth quarter, 16 points. Clyde Drexler let the game come to him, and whenever he was needed, wherever he was needed, he seemed to have the answer.
Good job on Ricky Pierce. Quite a complete game for you.
I tell you, the team is playing really well, and I think no one guy stops anybody in the NBA, especially a great scorer like Ricky Pierce. I think it takes a total team effort, and that's what we had tonight.
Clyde, how important was it for you guys tonight? It was the other night 19 points in the fourth quarter for you. Tonight, Danny Ainge got going. I thought it was important to get him back involved in your offense.
No doubt about it. We all know Danny's a very good player, and tonight he was able to sink some of those shots, which he was probably hesitant to take in the first game. But Danny's a great player, and we know he's going to come through. So it's just a matter of getting him the ball and letting him do his things.
These 5-game series are very scary because you play all year for the home court. You lose one of them, it puts you in a position maybe never to get home. You guys took care of business getting these 2 games.
Exactly. And I think, a team like Seattle, who's a very good team, I think it's easy to take those teams lightly, but that team is a very good team, and we had to come out with full intensity to win the game. But I think everyone expects us to win, so that makes it even tougher. So these games are extremely tough, and I just hope we can take care of business in Game 3.
Will it be over in 3 up there, do you think?
Well, we'd like to think so, but we're just going to approach it one game at a time and just try to continue to better ourselves as a team as we go.
Again, congratulations, Clyde, on a great first 2 games in this series. Let's not forget the performance you had there in the opening game. Clyde Drexler to a win. But Portland is more than quickness and style. Game 2, they showed their muscle to win again. Everything going as planned for Rick Adelman.